Yes, good morning. We're here to do the usual weekly roundup for the Bay Desert Race Club, and we've had the opportunity of speaking with our bookmaker and committee man Wayne Gannon this morning, and Wayne's drawn attention to a couple of runners this afternoon in Brisbane at Eagle Farm that he thought might perform reasonably well. He started off in race 2. He liked number 6, Awake to State, and then he went to race 8. That was race 2, number 6. In race 8, number 9, he liked Man Booker, race 8, number 9, and in race 9, number 14, Pohutkawa. I hope the Kiwis think I got that right, and that's race 9, number 14. He only went for 3 selections there this morning, as he thought it was a very difficult program. In talking with local trainer Shane Galinsky last night, we got Shane's collections. The boys had a reasonable week last week. Wayne had one second and 1 third out of his selections, but Shane did better than that. He had a very good winner at 7-1, as well as a second placing during the afternoon last week. So Shane's come back for more this morning, and the attention getters and ones that he thought might perform reasonably well. Last night when we were talking, he liked again in Brisbane, race 4, number 5, Eckstein, race 4, number 5. He then went to race 6, 05 Glory, number 12, 05 Glory. He liked in race number 7, number 11, Igrain, race 7, number 11. And then he finished in Brisbane with race 8, number 9, Man Booker. That's interesting that both Wayne and Shane have leaned towards race 8, number 9, Man Booker, as a likely good performer this afternoon. Shane then went one step further with Sydney. Sydney race 8, number 7, Guard of Honour, was one he thought might perform reasonably well. So that's the attention getters from our contributors this morning. It was been a great week of racing, which of course included the very successful Hibernian Race Club meeting last Saturday at Bay Desert. Had excellent local results coming out of that meeting too, which we'll talk about in a minute. And it's another great day of racing this afternoon with the Brisbane and Queensland Winter Racing Carnival in full swing. We've got the Group 2 Sires Produce Stakes in Brisbane this afternoon. It has prize money of $400,000, and also there's great interest in the Kingsford Smith Group 1 race there this afternoon with prize money of $700,000. So some very big and important racing going on at Eagle Farm this afternoon. There's a lot of interest in race 5 this afternoon, a horse called the Candyman. Unfortunately, it's only an emergency at the moment. If it gets a run, it'll be very interesting to watch because it races in the colours of the champion Guns End. It's owned in the same connections as existed in the Guns End era, and it carries the Guns End colours. It's a spectacular grey. It's had 6 wins straight now. It's never raced in top-class company as yet, so it'll be very interesting to see how that horse performs this afternoon. It's interesting also because we've got a Bay Desert runner in that same race, which we'll talk about in a minute, but it too is only an emergency for the afternoon. The past week results, the Hibernian meeting last Saturday was a wonderful meeting from the Bay Desert training performances because the race results saw 4 winners come out of that program, and it started off we had in the second race of the day, Animal Instinct was prepared by Greg Cornish and it got itself into the winner's circle. A good performance there by Greg. Brooke Ainsworth rode a couple of placings in races 1 and 3. Then in race 4, we saw Dancers with Time, winning for Ross Howe. It was great to see Ross, a regular performer for the Bay Desert trainers, and Ross was in the winner's circle with Dancers with Time at that meeting last Saturday. And also in that race, Jan Pritchard managed to get the second place paddles there. So the Cornella in that race from last week for Bay Desert interests. In the 5th race, Oddfellow, again trained by Greg Cornish, was into the winner's circle. There was a great result there, and in that same race, fourth place getter, ridden by Brooke Ainsworth for Matthew Dunn. In the sixth race, what would you believe? Greg Cornish again with Voanabar. So out of that meeting on Saturday last, the Hibernian meeting, we saw 4 local winners, the highest percentage of strike rate I think we've ever had from the Bay Desert race and training fraternity. At the Gold Coast last Saturday, it continued also. We had a third place getter with Round of Applause, trained by Ray Litton. In the third, we also had a third with Anatime, prepared by Darlene Duray. And yet another winner on Wednesday at the Gold Coast was Lucky Fix, prepared in a very good win there, trained by Ben Aarons. So some very good results coming out of those meetings. Then on Sunday, it continued at the Sunshine Coast with Glenn Baker preparing third place getter Yankee Sang at the Sunshine Coast last Sunday, and Di Murphy managed a minor prize money check with Mashani Phoenix running fourth at the Sunshine Coast. At Casino during the week we had a third place getter trained by Jeff Hardy, Come Alive, prepared by Jeff Hardy. Picked up the minor prize money there in third place getter at Casino, and then we had Ben Robinson with a fourth with Mexican Yell, and Greg Cornish yet again with a fourth with that speedy short course customer of his, High Cost. Great performances there during the week by those Bay Desert trainers, and without a doubt, Greg Cornish is an outstanding star for the week. I don't think we've had anybody with that number of winners as prepared by Greg during the week. So congratulations, Greg. A great training performance, and let's hope it continues. Just a reminder today, with the big racing in Brisbane, Channel 7 is doing a free-to-air program for that meeting between 2 o'clock and 5 o'clock today. There's a coverage by Channel 7 at that Brisbane meeting today. The travellers we've got going from the Bay Desert training facilities to various places today, and we start off with those heading to Brisbane. We've got at Eagle Farm, we've got in race 1, 3 representatives there. Peacock, prepared, that's number 4, prepared by Diane Murphy. We've also got number 10, Mashani Bullet, prepared by Leon Phillips for local businessman Michael Crooks. That's number 10, and in the same race, 19, third emergency, I'm afraid, Bow Arrow, prepared by Matthew Dunn. That's all going to be dependent on scratchings as to whether that horse gets a run, but hopefully Matthew gets an opportunity to run there if he chooses this afternoon. And we go down then to the 7th race at Eagle Farm today. We've got a third emergency, Chillin' with Dylan, prepared by Ben Aarons. So that's the race in which that spectacular the Candy Man is trying himself out against top company as well. So hopefully Ben will get a run with Chillin' with Dylan in that race if there's enough scratching this afternoon. The Gold Coast this afternoon sees in race 1, Sylvester, prepared by Ben Aarons. Ben's going to be a busy boy today. He's in Brisbane and the Gold Coast. In the first race, number 6, Snobby's Gift, is prepared by Don Pearson. In the 4th race, we go at the Gold Coast, Drops of Jupiter, prepared by Ben Aarons. Again, as I said, Ben's a busy boy with race 4, number 8 at the Gold Coast. And in the 5th race, again, Ben has a runner with Ponderosa number 6 in race 5 at the Gold Coast today. There were other nominations and acceptances for the Gold Coast, but some of those, Normanton for Mark Palmer, for instance, raced at Casino yesterday. In the 8th race at the Gold Coast, the top weight, Mashani Bullet, let's get that straight. Mashani Bullet is prepared by Leon Phillips, is race 8, the top weight, number 1 at the Gold Coast today. At Toowoomba tonight, it'll be a cold night up there, but race 1, number 5, Big Little Lies, is prepared by Darlene Duray. And also in that same race, we've got number 9, Capital City, prepared by Deborah Ainsworth. continues in the first race in Toowoomba with emergencies. Number 13, Lawazi for Ben Robinson, and number 14, Dancing on Parade with for Tracy Green. The second race in Toowoomba, we see Champagne Rock, prepared by Ben Robinson, and also that's number 4 and number 7 in that race, Bo Isa, prepared by Darlene Giray. Third race, we've got a runner in Alfie Jr., number 10, prepared by Ben Robinson. And then we go to the fourth race, an emergency there, Tirangi, prepared by Alan Fisher. And in the fifth race, another emergency, Oyster, prepared by Tracy Green. It's very disappointing that these nominations and acceptances become emergencies, and they may or may not get a run, depending on scratchings for the night there at Toowoomba. In the sixth race at Toowoomba, Elite Label is prepared by Bo Gorman, number 8. And in the same race, we've got another emergency there, Iota Watami, prepared by Kerry Bowman. So some very interesting runners in that meeting at Toowoomba tonight. In the Sunshine Coast, it continues tomorrow with Ben Aarons heading up there with a race 4, number 4, Ponderosa. Now, we're not quite sure which race Ben will choose for that horse over the weekend, but it's still an acceptance there for the Sunshine Coast tomorrow. Race 4, number 4. In race 4, we've also got yet another emergency, number 18, Drops of Jupiter for Ben Aarons. And in the 8th race at the Sunshine Coast, again an emergency, Californian Spider for Ben Aarons. So very difficult to say whether those horses will get a run, but hopefully the opportunity will arise from all the work that the trainers put in to be rewarded by getting a run where they've accepted for those races. The upcoming dates for race meetings, we've got a few now beyond the Bow Desert Cup. Bow Desert Cup, of course, is a big meeting scheduled for 22nd of June, Saturday the 22nd of June, the Bow Desert Cup meeting. That's a big promotion by the Gold Coast Turf Club on behalf of the Bow Desert Race Club, and the Gold Coast Turf Club now administering the meetings and operating the racing at Bow Desert for the Bow Desert Race Club. And that Bow Desert Cup meeting is a special day on Saturday the 22nd of June. Next after that, we've got a meeting on Saturday the 27th of July. 27th of July is the meeting after the Bow Desert Cup meeting, and we get a meeting in August as well on Thursday the 22nd of August. So those are a few forward dates for the diary. Obviously the Bow Desert Cup on the 22nd of June, then on the 27th of July, Saturday, meeting, and then the 22nd of August, 27th of July, and then the 22nd of August we get the Thursday meeting. So those are the dates for the diary that will be upcoming events at the Bow Desert Race Club. We emphasise the information that we've been able to glean and gather and to put on our Facebook page for this program. Those upcoming dates are all mentioned. There's an enormous amount of information on that Facebook page, which of course is facebook.com/Racing Radio Show. The information there is very comprehensive, and there's a lot of information there that we haven't got time to incorporate in this program. Because in the race dates, there's an article there on the race caller Anthony Collins. There's a big schedule of the various sales that are coming up, important sales, the weanling sales have been, and they're heading towards the yearling sales, the broodmare sales, and the horses in training sales. There's a big schedule of the upcoming sales there. There's a story on Peter Moody's promoting his book at the Nango meeting this afternoon, and Bowheaders horses contributing to the programs like that Beef Week meeting at Casino during the week. And there's a lot of very comprehensive information there that is expanded on that Facebook site that I mentioned. The photos from the Hibernian race meeting, there's a lot of photos there as well, I should mention, from the Hibernian race meeting last Saturday, and articles on the lady jockeys and the challenges facing them. So that Facebook site is very well worth opening up, and there's a lot of links there. If you're on the Facebook site already, the links there to other information and programs. So with that, we look forward now to the Bay Desert Cup meeting on the 22nd of June. We look forward to being here next Saturday morning at the same time, hopefully, to talk about some good results coming out of all that activity that we've discussed there this morning, and the travellers that are flying the flag for the Bay Desert Training Fraternity this afternoon and this weekend. There's upcoming meetings during the week, all scheduled on that Facebook site from various South Queensland and Northern Rivers. So with that, we'll conclude this morning with thanking the listeners for having us at their place, and look forward to talking to you again at 8:05 next Saturday morning on FM 101.5.